What's up, Washington County? How's your week going so far? Good? Mine's great. Just got back from a trip out to the Rocky Mountains with my family, and we had a great time. We checked out Red Rocks Amphitheater and the Dinosaur Museum. We went to the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Museum and Hall of Fame in Colorado Springs, which was completely amazing. And we took a Jeep tour with Adventures Out West. We had a colorful driver named Hawkeye, who was a retired social studies teacher from L.A., and he was a whole lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Then I drove us up to Pikes Peak. Then we went to Rocky Mountain National Park. It was just an amazing time, and I'm so happy that I got to get back to the mountains and show my kids and my wife the mountains. It was a great time. It has been far too long. Speaking of far too long, Fuzz, let's wrap up this intro. Wow. Okay. Noted. This week, I'm joined by Lizzie Roehrs of the Museum of Wisconsin Art. Coming up next weekend, August 19th and 20th, is MOWA's annual Art and Chalk Fest. The festival brings in dozens of artists, tens of thousands of visitors to West Bend, and it's a vibrant and colorful event that you won't want to miss. And with that, here are 15 minutes on MOWA's Art and Chalk Fest with Lizzie Roehrs on 15 Minutes with Fuzz. Lizzie, thanks for joining me today. Now, can you give our listeners an overview of the Museum of Wisconsin Art? What is its mission? What kind of art do you guys showcase over there?
Sure. So the Museum of Wisconsin Art, the name really describes quite a bit of what we do. We are a fine art museum, a contemporary art museum, dedicated to artists born in or heavily affiliated with the state of Wisconsin. And it's really incredible. I don't think a lot of people would quickly consider Wisconsin to be this hub of art, but there's so much talent within the state, both in contemporary art and in what we think of, like older fine art.
Sure. And MOWA continuously has new exhibits and things like that as well, right?
Yes, yeah. We get a new main exhibit, our large exhibit upstairs, about every 3 months or so. Mm-hmm. We rotate out there. We have a satellite gallery at the St. Kate, at St. John's on the Lake, the Governor's Mansion in Madison. We're kind of all over the place. But yes, we actually just got a new exhibit at the museum here in West Bend. We opened up a couple different ones. We have Bad as Can with Isaac Harris. We have Lewis Koch's The Topography of Hidden Space, which is all about the beauty of the American garage. And then our large exhibit is The Street at the intersection of art and public space. And it's all about featuring street artists and, the beauty of urban landscapes.
Sure. And I guess that kind of ties in a little bit to the Art and Chalk Fest event that you guys have coming up. Mm-hmm. What can you tell me? What is the Art and Chalk Fest?
Sure. So the Art and Chalk Fest is this massive free festival that we've been putting on. This will actually be our 6th year. And Art and Chalk Fest is first and foremost this huge celebration of chalk artists. Chalk art is this very impermanent form of art. For us, it only lasts about 2 days. We have these fantastic artists come in. We have 18 chalk artists this year, which is the most we've ever had at our festival. They come in and they work extremely hard for 2 days, building these absolute masterpieces just out on the concrete driveway of MOWA. And in addition to that, we have food trucks, we have live music, we have lots of live demonstrations of art outside of just the chalk art. We also have live pottery throwing, we have balloon sculptures, we have a bubble artist who's been extremely popular, especially with kids in the past.
Sure. And like literal bubbles.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's incredible what you can do with soap and water. But yes, it is something really with a little bit for everyone. Someone may come into it thinking, I'm not really an art person. Okay, but maybe you're a local craft beer person, and we've got that. Maybe you're a live music person, we've got that. And then we have loads of vendors who are all Wisconsin artists who come in and not only sell the art that they make, but they're also going to be doing live demonstrations there as well and making their crafts in real time.
Wow, okay. So this obviously takes a lot of coordination and work and, and hoping that the weather all cooperates and such. How much time goes in? Do you guys start planning this right away once the event's over? Or how much time are you guys putting into getting this up and rolling each year?
Yeah. So once Art and Chalk Fest ends, that really marks the beginning of the planning for the next year of Art and Chalk Fest. It is by far the biggest event that we put on all year. It usually gets around 20,000 people just in the 2 days that we're open. And so, we spend the entire year reaching out to vendors, securing artists, getting feedback from the public about what kind of things they would like to see next year, what things they liked, what worked. This year, we're introducing a new community chalking space where we're going to have nonprofit organizations from around West Bend. They'll get their own space to create chalk art, but they'll also just get an opportunity to connect with the public a little bit more. And so the year leading up to Art and Chalk Fest is how we start planning all of those little things, whether it's just improving on what we're already doing or adding new spaces for the next year.
Sure. And so what parts are new this year versus last year?
Sure. So, like I said, our community chalking is one of probably our biggest addition this year. And we also have more artists than we've ever seen at Art and Chalk Fest in the past. And we also have a new brewery serving up in our beer garden area. In the past, I think we've had a couple different vendors, but this year it's Raised Grain Brewing.
Great.
They're going to be featured for our beer and wine section this year.
Awesome. Very good. And so this is really an event that anybody can come to and should come to regardless of age, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And thanks to our very generous sponsors, admission for the museum is also free that weekend.
Oh, great.
And so, you can enjoy the outdoors, but it is the middle of August. So if it's a little warm or it's maybe not quite your flavor, you just need a rest, you can go right inside the museum. Admission is free, and you can take a look at the awesome exhibits that we have up right now.
Oh, very good. What days are the event?
The event is the 19th and the 20th of August.
Okay. And so those 2 days, that's the MOWA is open during that time?
Yes.
And is all of the chalking happening in the parking lot of MOWA? Or are there other locations? How does...
Yeah, so all of the chalking happens right in that little circle drive right in front of the museum.
Okay, great. So obviously there's a lot that goes on in terms of getting this up and running. Do you rely on volunteers at all for this event, or is it all MOWA employees?
Yeah, we rely really heavily on volunteers for this event, and we're still seeking volunteers as well. I think we usually have around 100 volunteers for those 2 days. Volunteers make or break this event. The support that we get from the community and from even some of our regular volunteers is absolutely... The event literally wouldn't happen if we didn't have volunteers. We're a smaller staff, and this is a huge event. So the support that we get outside of that is everything.
If somebody wants to get involved and volunteer with MOWA for the Art and Chalk Fest, what's the best way of going about and finding out what your needs are and how they can get involved with them?
Sure. So if you're interested in getting involved with volunteering, you can either give us a call at the museum, or you can go to wisconsinart.org, and there is a specific tab for volunteer with us.
Okay.
And it will give you contact information, just more information on what kind of help we're looking for as well.
Does MOWA look for volunteers outside of the Art and Chalk Fest as well, or is it mostly just for events like this?
Absolutely, yeah. We have events year-round, whether it's just like our Mini Makers, which is our children's event every single month, or exhibition openings. We just had the opening of The Street, and we used volunteers for that. We live and die on volunteer and community support. And so, yes, outside of Art and Chalk, we also use volunteers very regularly.
All right, so get involved. Go to wisconsinart.org, right? And learn more about that. And again, Art and Chalk Fest is the 19th and 20th of August. Lizzie, it's a super cool event, and 20,000 people coming through in the matter of a couple of days is great. Not only for MOWA, of course, but for the city and for area businesses and such. So it's really great that you guys put this on. My company, Epic Creative, proud to be a sponsor every year. It's great to support the arts in Washington County as well, and we appreciate all of that. So thank you for coming on, and I hope you have a great event.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you again to Lizzie Roehrs of the Museum of Wisconsin Art for joining me to talk about their Art and Chalk Fest, which, once again, takes place August 19th and 20th, 2023, at MOWA in West Bend. Learn more at artchalkfest.com. I'll link that in the show notes. If you have an idea for a guest for this show, please email me 15withfuzz@gmail.com. That's 15 spelled out. withfuzz@gmail.com, or use my form. It's fuzz.cc/guest. That is fuzz.cc/guest. New episodes every Tuesday at midnight. All the episodes are live at 15withfuzz.com. You can check them all out. I appreciate you listening, and I will talk to you again next Tuesday right here on 15 Minutes with Fuzz.